Okay, today we are trying second time's a charm. We did this panel for resident council, the general meeting, and it went really well. But unfortunately, the technical glitches got us. So we've been asked to re record it. So that's what we're going to do today. We have a panel to talk about the village's fitness programs, who the people are, who brings those programs to us, and what options are available. And of course, since it's Joe, we have to have some history thrown in. The first pool was in the village, built in 1974, and that was followed by the Sun Valley outdoor pool in 1978. Our first fitness center was named the Squire Anderson Fitness Center, and it opened in 1999, thanks to a generous gift from his estate. It was part of the renovation of the villager at that time. That original fitness center had, according to what I read, 6 strength machines and 2 treadmills. The Meadows Fitness Center and pool was added in 2017. Over the years, our foundation has been instrumental in adding and upgrading our fitness equipment, leading to the wonderful facilities that we have today. Now, about the people that lead our classes. All of our instructors have appropriate education and background. They all have many certifications, which they keep up for and pay for themselves. In the nearly 8 years that I have been here, we've had many, many really good fitness instructors, and a couple of them are still here from when I came. Today, you're going to hear from each one of them. They'll tell you a little bit about themselves and about the classes that they teach. They will help us to know more about the wide range of options that we have available, from the advanced classes to the easy classes to the balance focused classes, the pool programs, and personal training. There is something at the village for everyone. On a personal note, I'm someone who over the years tried and failed many times to adopt a good fitness and exercise program. I started our brand new class of group personal training a little over 3 years ago when it was brand new. And finally, something clicked. Don't ask me why. I had to wait until I was so old, but it happened. So, whether you're somebody who moved to the village because of all the fitness stuff, or you're somebody who moved here and always was a person who tried to keep in shape, or like me, you struggled, there is something here at the village that's just right for you. And we'll start with our leader from the fitness center and tell a little bit of herself. And um, also, would you plug in a tiny little bit about the original fitness center? Because you were here then, right?
Yes. Thank you for having us. This is amazing that we can talk about the fitness center. I started in 2010, and the Squire Anderson at that time had 8 strength machines, 4 treadmills, and 4 new steps, and then some donated equipment. So, thanks to the foundation and your donations, we've added a lot of equipment to that. We have elliptical and bikes, and it's a well rounded fitness center. Um, I'm Kim Barnett. I'm the fitness manager, and I went to Mizzou, and now I'm a personal trainer, and I have many certifications. I've Arthritis Foundation, um, Parkinson's, you name it. I've yoga. I've got a lot of certifications. Anyway, I oversee the program, and I also oversee all the recreational programs here on campus. What we do is we have a flex program. It's called Fitness Level Experience, and we would like you all to experience that. It starts with an orientation. So, in order to have your orientation, we ask everybody to fill out a health history questionnaire, a release form, and some of you need to get a doctor's note depending on your health history. From there, we call you and we set up an orientation. And this orientation, we'll do a balance screening with our VirtuSense balance system, which is AI technology. It tests your strength and your function. And from there, we do some more strength tests. and we put you in a fitness level class, or we suggest classes. We might suggest you need personal training or group training. I don't teach that many classes anymore, um, but you'll see me teaching. I'm the sub for all the other classes. These are my wonderful instructors, and we also have the PRN instructors that many of you might know from Aqua Zumba to they're listed up here, Tai Chi and Golden and Groovin. I'm going to introduce our instructors, and I'll start with Jay Coleman. I'm first. Oh, I'm first. Okay. Hi, my name is Sarah Kate Armstrong. I have been here for about 7 years and I've been instructor here. I graduated with a Bachelor's of Science from the University of Central Missouri and then moved out east to become the fitness coordinator of the county on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. I've worked with all different levels, but mostly with older adults, and that's where I really have found that I love that that age group. So love to work with the older adults and have most of my career. I have special certifications, many, Aqua, Power, a Parkinson's Wellness Recovery. I've got just basic aerobic, and we keep them all up to date. We keep them. Um, I don't know what else. What else do I need? Oh, my classes. We switch classes quite a bit, but my classes we do gentle waves, wacky water walking. So those kind of interchange a little bit. This session I'm doing the wacky water walking. So a beginner walking or aqua class that I do on those. I also do the balance classes. So balance two, and then what our new one's called is body sculpt and balance. Putting a little bit different spin on that one where we do a little floor work with the Pilates and also do some standing balance work as well. And then our standard Golden and Groovin class that I teach here at the courtyard. So good classes.
Hi, I'm Anita, and um, a little bit about myself. I started here at John Knox Village with my clinical at the rehab in the rehab department at the care center as I was moving through physical therapy assistant program, and then later took a position working here in that department. After that, I went on and did some health promotions for the Arthritis Foundation and have always been involved teaching group exercise for a very long time. So, I also was here to open up the Squire Anderson Fitness Center when that opened in 1999. So it's kind of fun to come back these years later and see all the growth that has happened since then. I have group exercise certifications. I have personal training certifications, silver sneakers, a yoga certification, and some water exercise. So through Arthritis Foundation programs. What I teach here at the village is I teach Balance One, and that is really focused on the drills that balance drills to help improve lower extremity strength. It's a great place to begin if you're new to exercise and not just wanting to improve your balance. And then you can move on from there to do other things in our program. I share teaching chair yoga with Kim. So I teach on Tuesdays, she teaches Thursdays. This is an intermediate level class. We use the chair for assistance. So we start in the chair and then stand doing yoga poses and sequences with access to the chair if needed. I also share teaching stretch and flex with Jay. So I teach Wednesdays. I add a little cardio sequencing in there for coordination, a little brain work in there. And it also includes like using resistance tools. So it's more of an advanced, we intermediate advanced class. I also have the mat yoga class, and that's in our listed under our advanced category. That's mat yoga with no use of the chair. So we do a sequencing of poses, and we also go down to the floor and up and down to the floor in that class. For beginners, I teach a seated stretch class. So that's all stretching seated in the chair. We don't get up to stand to do any exercise. So another place to start if you're a beginner. And then I teach the H2 Obics at the Villager on Tuesday and Thursdays.
Thanks, Anita. Hi, I'm Jay. I've got about 30 years of experience coaching. I have certifications in weightlifting. I have certifications in senior living. I'm a national weightlifting instructor. I'm a national weightlifting ref. I teach Parkinson's classes. I'm working on some restorative exercise certifications right now. My most of my time has been spent with youth. I wanted to make a change. I love working with the seniors out here. The classes that I teach are functional fitness, which is sort of a blend between a CrossFit class and a functional fitness. I kind of pick what we do in the class 2 days a week, and they do whatever I tell them to do, which is good. It's more of an advanced class, but I range from younger people here to very old people. So anybody can do any of these classes here if they put their mind to it. As Anita said, she and I both teach the stretch and flex class. I think that class has probably changed a little since we both started. Originally, there was more chair work in it. We've kind of taken the chairs out of there because that class is so full now. Generally made up of more women than men, but we are getting more men in that class. Anita and I
Your
try.
slide, Jay, your slide. There we go.
Anita and I try to decide at the beginning of the week how we're going to handle that class, so we're not doing the same thing all 3 days, which works out great. I also do the group training. Joe's in my group training class. I also have a group training class at the Villager, and basically that's a 30-minute class where we have 2 to 3 people. We can have more than that, where we work on individual skills that people need, but more in a group setting if they don't want to do the personal training. It's a great opportunity. If you have 3 or 4 friends who want to exercise together, you can reach out to us as a group and we could get you involved in that. Anita and I, all of us do personal training. Uh, that's been taken off a lot more recently. Personal training is more for people who are working on specific things. Like I have a lot of clients who have leg issues, so we spend more time working on lower body extremities and things like that. But personal training can be anything you need it to be. It's one-on-one. We spend a lot of time with you, not just in class, but also just talking to you and making sure that you're on the right track.
I'd like to end by talking about our new app. It's called Flip, and it's going to be launched sometime in July. So keep your eyes on the July mid-month for the launch date. So this will give you an opportunity to choose the classes you want to take and the days you just pick the days you want to come. So I hope you like the new Flip app, and we're here to help you, and the concierges are here to help as well. So um, let's get busy. Let's get fit.
Okay, you can keep that. Yeah, okay. I have some of the questions that we had from the other day, and we've kind of modified them a little bit to hopefully get around for everybody. And the first question that kind of came up the other day was, um, if you're new to exercise at the village, how do I become a member? And I want to add that most everybody, when they first come in, as part of their thing, they go ahead and get accepted at the fitness center and get their little badge, giving them access. But when you first move in, you're like overwhelmed and you really don't remember. So you could be here, you knew people for 3 or 4 months, and now all of a sudden you say, okay, now how do I get started? And you might have been told, but I bet you forgot. So what's the question is, if you're new, how do you become a member and how do you get started?
So if you're new, you'll grab a health history questionnaire from one of the concierges or someone at the fitness center, and you'll fill that out. And then we'll review it. And depending on your health history, we may need a doctor's consent form. And then we'll call you up and we'll do the orientation. The orientation takes about an hour. We spend one on one. We give you the balance screening, We talk about classes and your goals, and you're really one on one with a personal trainer at that time. And then we show you all the equipment in the fitness center, how it works, and how everything works really. And then we'll activate your badge, and you'll become a member of the fitness center. You can come to classes or sign up for training.
Doing that, does that also put you into the flex automatically, or is that an extra thing you have to do?
That is the Flex program,
Okay.
yes.
Same question. So I'd like to add, so if you have taken on your orientation, you've completed all your paperwork, and then suddenly you're like, you don't feel like you remember anything, you just give us a call or catch one of the trainers to sign up for a reorientation. We can do that anytime for you. Um, but we do need to set it up as an appointment and it doesn't cost you anything. So it doesn't cost you anything to come back and just kind of refresh. Um, your what you learned the first time. Many people come back and say, "Well, I didn't come back in because I just couldn't remember or it just seemed overwhelming." And that's completely understandable when you're new and learning something. So just reach out to us. We'll be happy to revisit your Flex program.
Okay, my next question is, and that has to be maybe not only new people, but people who've been here a long while, and maybe they've watched this program and they think, all right, it's time for me to get started. So, what do you recommend I start with if I'm pretty new to this exercising thing?
Um, well, we have a few classes that you can begin with. So, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we have the seated stretch class, which is a great class to begin with because you can kind of take in where you are in terms of your level. If it's all seated and it's a stretching class. From there, you can also attend. Sarah Kate has the gentle waves and the wacky water walking. So that would be a great place to start as well in terms of water exercise, if that's something you'd enjoy. And then we have the Balance One class as well. Anybody think of anything else?
Yeah, the other thing is just come into the gym. There's plenty of stuff that as a new person, you can come into the gym. There's always people in the Meadows gym. A lot of times there's a lot of people in the Villager. You can come in and play with anything that's in there. You can get on the new step bike. You can try the elliptical. You can get on the treadmill. You could try some of the weight machines. We would have gone through all of this during orientation, but until you kind of come in and see what you like to do, it's hard for us to help you. So you come in there, you get on the bike for a while, maybe you like that. We talk about classes more, you decide to take a class. But the first thing you got to make is that decision that you're going to come down there and do it.
Isn't the new step a really good thing to start as far as cardio?
Yeah, the new step is awesome for that.
Okay, then the next question is, what does personal training involve and how much does it cost?
Uh, Personal training, it can be a 30-minute class or an hour class. Typically, what we do is we will do evaluations of the person when they come in the first time. We'll check their weight, we'll check their um, different vitals. We'll put them on the balance or the Virtusim machine again and kind of see where they are at that point. Then we sit down and talk to them about what are their goals. What are they looking to get out of this? Because that as a personal trainer, you want to help them get better for whatever that is. Now, some people just want a personal trainer because they want accountability and they want somebody like they would rather pay to come
Like
down
me.
and have you be with them, which is okay. In some ways that's easier because they may become more motivated. They may just want to get in better shape. But we also have people that have, health issues. They have things like that where they need to come down and work on specific things. I think one of the next questions that we had talked about was we're getting more people from PT who are now signing up for fitness because we created a voucher that they can use for 5 weeks to come over to do personal training so we can keep them going. The great thing about that is that PT recommends those people to us. Then we can meet with them. And since I'm over there for Parkinson's, and Sarah Kate is also, we see them and they're kind of seeing, okay, they don't look scary. They can help us. Because the last thing we want is for them to go to PT and then stop and not do anything after that. that's just going to take them right back to PT again. So the cost, I think it's for a half hour is $42 for an hour.
Did you have a slide on that? Did you make? Okay.
For
Okay.
an hour, it's 64, I think. But you can also do packets of 5. But usually what we do when you're considering that, we'll come over and we'll go through everything with you on that. But it's a great way if you don't want to do it on your own, we are there to help you.
So then that kind of leads into the other question on PT and fitness working together. So you have referrals from PT, but don't you also make referrals to PT?
Yes, that's fact. We call that the continuum of care. So if we have a balance screening and we see somebody that is struggling and needs help, we'll put a referral into therapy. And then therapy does their magic and they refer them back to us. And then we try to keep that exercise going and getting them stronger and more fit.
So then the big question for lots of people that live here or have moved here, and this is a multi-part question really in some ways because we do have the balance classes here. But let's just start with a person saying, "What should I do to reduce my fall risk?"
Who took that before?
I don't know. I think I added that.
Get it. Balance.
All of you can do that.
Get it.
I think what you need to do it's more of just being in a balance class. Part of it is you need the balance, but you also need strength to go along with that balance. So I think one of the big focuses that we have on a lot of our class, the balance one is an awesome class, but we also want them to be doing some weight training. We want them doing other things in order to even their body out. Just the body movement is not going to be enough. So we like either if they're not going to take another class, they can come in and use the machines. We have the free weights and stuff that they can use in our gyms. So those would be the two big things. We want them doing the balance stuff, but we also want them doing strength exercise as well as stretching.
Yes. Yeah, I would like
Yeah.
all of you to answer that one.
Yeah. Balance is a skill. It's something you have to do every day. You have to practice it every day. Whether it's coming to a class or practicing the skills in your own home. Being in a balance class is a great way to start that. Like you get into a balance one, if you can elevate to the balance two, that's even better. But every single day, every class that I teach in my Balance 2 class, I tell them, this is what you need to do, and I want you to work on it all week, like every single day. So, yeah, it's a definite skill, something you need to practice all the time. And by getting in those balance classes, that's a great way to start.
So what kind of on balance 2 and the new balance one
Uh-huh.
do they actually have a little bit of strength in them?
Yes, so every one of our classes, I think all of us, as far as how it's built out is a warm up. We always warm up everyone. I'll go into some balance skills and drills just over and over and practice. And then at the end, I always add in either my strength work with a weight or with a ball, whatever we might be doing that day, even a band that we work with. So for sure, every one of my classes, no matter what it is, even in the water, we're doing a warm up. We're doing that strength work or cardio work, whichever one we're doing, and then we're also doing that cool down and finishing. So,
Okay.
but yeah, the strength work is a big part of every
Yeah.
one of our
Anita, would you talk about that? I know you've mentioned it to me. What you do on strength and how you get people to progress from balance 1 to balance 2.
One of the things I did when I started teaching the Balance One class was take a little survey and asked all the participants, which there is anywhere from 45. We have 60 slots to sign up for, but the average is around 35, 45 people that attend. And I asked them what were their goals for taking Balance One. And over and over again, I kept reading, well, to reduce the fall risk, but also they wanted to learn things that they could do at home, which I think Sarah Kate just kind of spoke to what she teaches in Balance Two. and covering that. So I always look for exercises. I sort of give them homework to do with specific exercises that they can do without using any resistance tools. They can use their own body weight seated in the chair and things that we practice in class to help them improve their strength. Aside from the sit to stand type of thing. So we're always working with strength component in that class along with the drills. I kind of want to add in if you are if you enjoy chair yoga or any type of yoga, there's a lot of strength and balance involved in those classes. It's different. It's not necessarily specific to balance drills, but we reduce the lighting, which is one of the things that challenges us with our balance. We also there are many standing balance poses that we practice in that class. So there's a lot of it's a different way to move your body, but you're integrating a lot of different muscle groups to hold you up for, 3 or 4 breaths. So there's a lot of balance component in that. So I think there's many things that help us improve our balance aside from just taking the balance class. I mean, that's great if I think it's wonderful thing that we offer here are the balance classes. But if it's something that maybe you can't get there at that time, there are other opportunities that can help you improve your balance and reduce your fall risk.
Yeah, and kind of going along on that, I know I went to one of Jay's in-services and they talked about or he talked about somebody asked, "What should I buy that could help me at home?" And I think, Jay, you said just go grab a couple of cans of soup. But there are some I never really put together that some of the things that you do with strength are just your body weight. Likewise, the bands that are really cheap to buy, what kinds of things could they add to those that are kind of homebodies and maybe come to balance or a class maybe once or twice a week, but want to do more every day that they could do at home?
Well, I mean, you said a couple. They could get some bands. They could get. It seems to me almost everybody here, whether they've done something, they always tell me, "Oh, I have some dumbbells home."
At home,
So
yeah.
yeah, so almost so that it's like
And bands.
yeah, almost everybody has that stuff. Again, it comes back to, I have to get this stuff out and use it. That's really what it comes down to. So, they can go out and buy some stuff, but I bet they could look around their house and find some athletic equipment that's probably there that they haven't used in ages.
Yeah. And so then I'm going to add one more thing that I want to finish up with, and that is what are the chances we can get some updated videos on Channel 2? And I know that there are a lot of people that actually do those things. I like the idea of something in the morning that takes 10 minutes or 12 minutes with some stretching. And what are the chances we can have more of that or update them? They're pretty old.
Well, currently we have the 8 o'clock stretch and that's on every day. Um, to update, that will have to run through my supervisor.
Okay. But don't you think, I mean, could there be some things that would be adding a little something? I mean, some people that won't come down to the gym yet will do what's on the television. So I think that's a good place to start for some people to get them down there. Okay, well, that's all that I have. We've already,
Can I add the one thing I said last time? That we've been talking a lot about, like, the other great thing about coming down to the gym or coming to classes is you get to know more people. They're fun. People hang out in the gym talking to each other. It's just a great way to get to know more people at the village. So even if you don't care about getting better at anything, come on down, hang out, sit on the bike, talk to people. It's a great way to get to know them, and you're going to have fun doing it. I promise.
okay, well, I'm going to end up with just saying that yes, I actually managed to become a gym rat. I can't believe I said that, but And so come on down. Jay's right. It's fun. It's good for you. And please take part of these wonderful things that we have available for you here at the village.